Good morning all of you. Now we can discuss a new concept on triangles. Actually it's not a new concept. You know this one because you started using this one in your 7th or 6th standard onwards. That is our Pythagoras theorem. While hearing the word Pythagoras theorem, in your mind something is coming. What is coming in your mind? One right triangle is coming in your mind, isn't it? So we have one right triangle. This is right angle A, B, C. ABC is one right triangle. So in this triangle we are going to discuss Pythagoras theorem. Actually what is Pythagoras theorem says? Pythagoras theorem says the hypotenuse square is equal to sum of squares of other two sides. So tell me what it is with the notation BC square, hypotenuse is BC here, BC square is equal to AB square plus AC square. So these two are the perpendicular sides, so this is Pythagoras theorem. Let us do its proof, and its proof will not ask for examination, but since it's a familiar theorem, we can just check how this result is coming. Okay, only for that I am discussing this proof. See, before proving Pythagoras theorem, we have another one result, not result, actually we can give the proof for that. Suppose you are going to draw a perpendicular line to the base from the vertex A. Which base? BC is the base, that means our hypotenuse. So to hypotenuse you are drawing the perpendicular line from the opposite vertex. This is D. That time you are getting two triangles. One triangle is our BAC itself, another triangle is ADB, another triangle is ADC. Okay. Then see this triangle ADB and the triangle BAC, that means the original triangle BAC and the triangle ADB. You just see ADB and BAC. I am discussing ADB and BAC. See, angle D and angle A are 90 degree. So they are equal. And what about, see, ADB, this small triangle, and BAC, this triangle. In that one, what about this angle B? Angle B is common to them. See, ADB means this is angle B. BAC means this is angle B. So angle B equal to angle B. That means two triangles, that means see ADB is similar to, A will be in the middle, B is common, so B here C. So triangle ADB is similar to triangle CAB actually. That means while drawing the perpendicular line to the hypotenuse from the opposite vertex of a triangle, we are getting two small triangles inside the big triangle. So among that one small triangle is similar to the big triangle. That means the original one. Same way you can give the proof for this one also. ADC also similar to the big triangle. Okay. So if I am giving this triangle 1, triangle 2, triangle 1 is similar to ABC and triangle 2 also similar to ABC. We have ADB similar to CAB. See here, ADB is similar to triangle CAB. Okay. Then since it is similar, what we can write, their corresponding sides ratios are same. So we can write AB by, see I took AB by BC. BC equal to AB by BC equal to DB by AB, we can take these two sides, DB by AB. So we are getting AB by BC equal to DB by AC, cross multiplying you are getting AB square is equal to DB into BC. We got one equation. Okay. And same way, that means triangle 1 is similar to triangle ABC, we got triangle 2 also. Triangle 2 we can give the name, which is this triangle. ADC I am giving the name. ADC similar to ADC. So middle D is the right angle. So here A should come in the middle, A, and C is common. So we are getting BAC. Okay. ADC similar to BAC. Since A and D are the 90 degree and C is common to them by AA criteria, you can give the proof for ADC and BAC. So we have ADC similar to BAC. So what we can write? We can write one step. ADC is similar to triangle BAC. And from this one we can write the ratios are equal. So AC by, I took AC by BC is equal to AC by BC I took, that is equal to BC by, BC we took already, then AC, this AC should come. So DC by AC. What I checked actually, see AC by BC I wrote, we need to get AC square, that's why AC I took, here BC. So to get this AC, then we can write DC. So DC by AC. Then do cross multiplication, which gives us AC square is equal to DC into BC, equation number 2. Okay. See, add equation number 1 and 2. See the right side, AB square plus AC square. So we can add these two equations. So while adding equation number 1 and 2, we will get, I am going to add these two equations. So left side adding AB square plus AC square is equal to, right side is DB into BC plus, here right side is DC into BC. Okay. Now our result comes up to here. And see here, left side is okay, see one side is okay, AB square plus AC square is okay. Then this side we need to get it as BC square. So BC is common factor, we can take it outside. DB plus DC. BC wrote outside, DB in the first term plus DC in the second term. That is equal to BC into, what is, figure has gone. This is B. What is DB plus DC? DB plus DC is BC full. So we can write DB plus BC, DC is equal to BC. DB plus DC equal to full length BC. So we replaced this quantity as BC. That means BC square. So what we got? AB square plus AC square equal to BC square. That is Pythagoras. Okay, so Pythagoras, so this much only. Its proof is not for you this year since it has deleted from the portion. Not means not for examination. It will not come for examination, but simple proof only you can write in your notebook. Means just for a practice you can just write in your notebook. So the theorem says, theorem is familiar to you. Theorem says like this: in a right triangle PQR, this is right angle. So hypotenuse is PR. So we can write PR. Pythagoras theorem says hypotenuse square is equal to sum of squares of other two sides. Whose sum we are adding? PQ and It's a squares sum we are writing. So sum of squares of perpendicular sides. Okay. Then we have in a triangle, one triangle. It is given. Suppose it is LMN. In a triangle it is given LM square is equal to MN square plus NL square. That means this side's square is equal to these two sides sum, squares sum. That means this is Pythagoras result. In a triangle, one side is equal to sum of squares of other two sides, means this is Pythagoras result. Pythagoras result is only applicable for when it is a right triangle. That means hypotenuse square only is coming sum of other squares of other two sides. So suppose in a triangle like this we are getting, it means one side square is equal to sum of squares of other two sides. Of course that one side will be the hypotenuse and this n will be the right angle. That is converse of Pythagoras theorem. For a right triangle there are three sides. If that three sides holds the property of Pythagoras, then we can say that triangle, means with that three sides one triangle will be there, no, that triangle will be a right triangle. Okay, that is converse of Pythagoras theorem. So Pythagoras theorem is only applicable in a right triangle. In a right triangle, hypotenuse square is equal to sum of squares of other two sides. Suppose you are getting one triangle, see one triangle is having the sides length 3, 4, 5. Check whether it is a right triangle or not. What you will do? The biggest side will be the hypotenuse, or we can check it as 25. 3 square plus 4 square is coming 25 square, 25 means 5 square. So check whether 3 square plus 4 square, this is equal to 9 plus 16, that is equal to 25, that is equal to 5 square. So biggest sides square is equal to sum of squares of other two sides. That means these three sides will be a sides of right triangle. That is converse of Pythagoras theorem. If Pythagoras theorem holds for three sides of a triangle, then it will be a right triangle. Okay, so to prove this is a right triangle, you can write 3 square plus 4 square is equal to 5 square. So it holds Pythagoras property, therefore it is a right triangle and the hypotenuse is 5. Okay, the triangle will be like this. This is 3, this is 4, this is 5, and here it is right angle. Okay, so the problems I am not discussing today, problems I will do in the next class. So today's work is, there are some questions explained in the example questions. You have to go through the example questions. It's very important. Most of the time example questions from this Pythagoras property is asking for examination. Okay, so very important, you go through the example question, not simply going, you have to practice on it. Copy the question in your notebook, with first you refer the textbook, then study that one, then try it in your notebook. Check whether you are able to write it alone without looking the textbook. Okay, so that much only for today. Practice well this lesson, very important lesson it is. And I hope you are understanding, you are following me. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Okay children, thank you.